Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Unschooling Lifestyle and the Life of a Flight Attendant. Today is day 3. It's go home day. We have a very long day though. But anyway, I just wanted to say something positive, I guess, about our passengers. I love my passengers. I have learned so much from them. And yesterday I learned, or just something that a lady said to me, I asked for wings because we were handing them out. And my crew member, I put my hands up and he threw them at me. They fell. And I said, well, obviously I'm not a catcher. And then she said, well, maybe he's not a thrower. And I'm like, oh, that's so true. So sometimes just like, if something doesn't go like it's supposed to, or you think you made something, made a mistake or something, it's just an invitation to see that, perhaps it wasn't you, perhaps it was the other person. So, yeah, be kind to yourself. It is just an invitation to see what's happening around you and to know that, I don't know. It's just like sometimes I feel like, people in society make us feel like we are the ones that have to change. Like there's always something wrong with us or something. And, it's not, I don't think it's always the case. Of course, there are like really crazy people out there, right? But just an invitation to say I was really touched by her words and into switching that around for me, right? That it wasn't me that, I was like, well, I'm not a catcher. And she just said like, well, maybe he's not a thrower. And I was like, it was just so good. So anyway, that's the passenger love for today. Yeah, there's a lot of passengers can be so fun though. I really love them. And some of them can be, we all see the videos and whatnot, but really I have learned so much from passengers in the last 18 years. I just love talking to them, right? Sometimes, they are so happy to share their good news and sometimes the sad ones too. I usually, when I ask people sometimes how is their day going or something, they sometimes they get the sad news, like I had a lady, was it yesterday or the day before yesterday? I think it was on the first day. She was coming from her dad's funeral, so she had her dad's ashes, and she was just so she was just, yeah, obviously, she was sad, and she had a hard time, she forgot her bag actually at the airport. And so she had a rough day though. So sometimes we get to see that people don't always travel for fun. So I always take that into consideration. Well, after a few years. So when I was much younger, I was a firecracker. So yeah, but I have learned a lot, and I tend to come to work with compassion because I know, and I was there when when people don't travel a lot or something. I remember my very first flight, or one of my very first flight as a by myself. I was young. I was like, I think I was 18, and I had only flown once before. And I came from Mexico to Michigan, right? And we had to connect in Houston. And if you know anything about international flights, you have to collect your bags and then recheck them, right? So I landed in Houston, and I collected my bag, huge duffel bag. There was no such a thing as a rollerboard, or at least for me back then, right? I didn't have that. And it was a huge duffel bag. But I didn't know that you had to recheck your bag. So somehow I made it through security. This still makes me laugh. So I made it through security. I made it through the airport, right? Got on the plane. So I got past the gate agent. I boarded the airplane with my huge duffel bag. And then I got on the airplane. Somehow I got past the flight attendant at the boarding door. And then I made it to my seat, right? This was an MD-88 airplane. The bins were small, so my duffel bag was huge. So I'm trying to shove the bag. And a guy is trying to help me. Back then, my English was there, but if I got nervous, which sometimes happens, the words wouldn't come out, right? Oh my God, it was hilarious. So I'm trying to push the bag, right? And then the guy says, it's not gonna fit. And I was like, sure, okay, no problem. So I grabbed the duffel bag. So we grabbed the duffel bag, we put it on the floor, and we slide it into the seat, right? So obviously it's not gonna go underneath the seat because it was so large, it was occupying the space of two seats. So there's my duffel bag, and then I sat on the aisle. So it's a three people, a three seater. So I put my bag like on the window, on the floor, and it occupies the window and the middle, and then I sat in the aisle. So obviously it was a full flight. Oh my God, it was a full flight, and here comes the flight attendant like running through the aisle, running towards me because the people, so the people that got there, that they had the middle in the aisle, and I was in the window. They're like, what are we gonna do with it? I know, it was so crazy, and I still think about that. So here comes the flight attendant. She's running, and she does not look happy, and she was mad. And no, I was just so like, I don't know. She was like, like, we have to take your bag, we have to check it, the bag's too big. I'm like, take it, I don't care, right? But it was just so funny how I just was completely clueless about any, I don't know about anything about personal space, about, seats or anything. So, yeah, so that was probably, so now every time I see people struggling with their bags or something, I usually have a lot, I've always had a lot more compassion with that because I remember where I was before, and oh my God, I was such a hot mess back then. So anyway, but anyway, just thought I'd share this. After 18 years of flying and stuff like that, I just feel like some of the stories, I feel like I want to get them out of my mind sometimes. And so I found that, the videos and stuff like that, and some of the posts that I make are helpful to make room for some other things that are important to me. So let me know what's your craziest story with bags or traveling, with baggage or stuff like that. I love to hear them. So anyway, thank you so much. I hope you have a beautiful day, and see you next time. Take care. Bye.